Well, I put another few handfuls of my boilies in about 5 minutes ago, and I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but 4 fish, probably all doubles at least. I've just cruised into my little swim here. It's a very small drain, as you can see. There's one down there. That's got to be pushing 20, if not 20. And I can't zoom in, but it's sort of pushing 7 or 8 o'clock now, so it's quite difficult. Maybe the polarised lens will help. Does that work? Anyway, they're certainly in the area. 5 minutes after putting 5 or 6 handfuls of boilies in, homemade. I've been putting them in for about 10 days probably, not quite that long maybe. And I've got the weekend and Monday, and midnight it's June the 16th. There's one down there. I've only seen commons, but some of them are definitely quite big fish. That's got to be 20. So yeah, there's another swim the other side of that bush that I've got in my chest waders, and it's only chest deep really, and literally with a rake, raked out all the shite, stirred up the bottom. There you go, that's a nice fish. That's probably, well, it's definitely a double. And yeah, I put some, so 4 swims, the 2 here and 2 further upstream. I probably don't even need to do this, but I'm trying to hold them in the spot if I can, because they are fairly nomadic. But I was here the other day, and when I started chucking boilies in the other swim to my left, a big fish, like a dog, rolled. That must have been 20. Again, a common. Yeah, so fingers crossed it's going to work on the 16th. Not supposed to be night fishing here, but I reckon if I get down here about 3 o'clock or something like that, it counts as dawn. I think it's a bit risky doing anything else on the first day of the season, in case the bailiff comes out, but that is how it's looking. There he is, just down there. There's one just down there. So they can smell the boilies. I don't know what they're doing, whether they're feeding and then coming up, but they're circling round and round here, at least 4. I mean, the other night I probably saw groups of maybe 5 or 6 together, maybe 4 or 5 groups of 5 or 6. So there's a lot of fish in the area. I suspect they're all grouped up to spawn, because there's a hell of a lot of river that this drains into about a kilometre downstream. So I suspect they're sort of up round all the lilies, getting ready to spawn. There was a bit of splashing about the other day. But yeah, my other swim's just down on the bend there. Both of them out of sight of the lane, so people don't see me fishing. But yeah, they're coming in and out of here for sure. So fingers crossed we'll get a few. I'm just going to go and have another little look at the other spot, but you can see the bow waves there everywhere. There's one just out there where you can see the sun. And some of these fish are quite a good size. So the idea was to put bait in for a week or 2 and get them happy with these spots, feeding wise, rather than having to. I mean, otherwise I think I'd fish it pike style and leapfrog along until you find them, half an hour in each spot. But I'm hoping that I'll get a few quick bites here, certainly for a few days, and maybe then they'll move on. But that's the little plan anyway. But yeah, it's a nice little spot. I mean, it's not the most exciting of drains, but it's a 10-minute drive from the house, and I've seen a shitload of carp in it. which hopefully is going to make up for this really difficult water where I'm blanking. I've not been out there for a few days. I think I'm going to leave it until the daylight hours get a bit shorter again and get a few more hours in before 10 PM of darkness. Anyway, that's probably enough of that for now, but I'll go and look at the other swim and see if there's anything there. Yeah, so there's a lot of lilies here, which I've chosen an area where there's reasonable patches in between them to play the fish. But these river fish, as far as I know, just there, look there, you can see them just down there in my other spot. You can see the water moving there. I don't know if it's the camera's picking it up, but they're definitely around. So I've just put 7 handfuls of my boilies in there, and you can see I'm just going to get down a bit low, you can see the water moving, so they're scuffing on that. It's only about 3-4 foot deep. Oh, it's a good one just down there. Let's get the sunglasses on. That's a good one there. Fuck. He's good, he's a good one. Let's get down a bit lower here. Now I can't see without my glasses on what's going on. There's a fish down there somewhere. I might have just spooked them off a bit because I can't see him, but there's a fair bit of bubbling. That's the other spot. Literally, it's just off the edge of the bank. There's one out there in the lilies. So yeah, hopefully they'll be associating this with a nice little restaurant type of area. I haven't decided yet whether to not put bait in the day before a fish. Slightly concerned if I don't put bait in, they might bugger off somewhere else and it will all have been wasted. For the sake of sticking a couple of kilos in, I think that probably is alright. I'll make a load more up. Oh yeah, something's going on out there, look. So yeah, they like the area now. I'm sure they liked it anyway, because I did choose the area because I saw some fish here. But I mean, just seeing them circle around 2 of my swims within minutes of putting my bait in today, I don't think I'm going to have to wait very long for a fish. See, there's a little swell just off the lilies there. Don't know if any of that's come up. He seems to cruise in and out of this lily bed here. I've noticed quite a big one. He sort of turns and then goes back out and circles around my bit a bit and then goes back. So whether he sort of can't quite see the bottom, so I suspect they have a bit of a munch and then drift back up. There's one there, there's one in the middle there. Yeah, there's one just there by the lilies. I wish I could zoom in. He's doing, yeah. I mean, probably be able to fish with live snails, to be honest. There's all these lilies here. But I'm pretty sure they're educated on my bait now. I don't think they're going to be worried about eating that. One out there, one up there. I mean, these will be wild fish as well. They're not going to have a gut. So they're probably not many of them are going to push into the 20, but they're going to go like the clappers when I hook them. So, well, if I hook them. So I'm going to be look at the one out there. I don't know if you can see the ripples, but he's cruising about on top. I suspect what I'll be doing is just sitting behind that bush, having one rod down here and the other rod the other side, sitting in my chest waders, so that when they, no doubt, there's one just down there as well, and just down there. Just down there, literally, see the boil there, and over there. Maybe you can see it all on the camera a bit better because of the Polaroid glasses, but they're out at the moment. Anyway, yeah, chest waders so I can jump in. I've waded all along this stretch. There's one cruising along the far bank there. See what that one's like, then we'll call it a day, but yeah, I mean, it's not very deep, and actually my last 2 spots downstream, or upstream actually, I was rooting around with the rake, and I found an old sunken boat. There's not much of it left, but you know, there's like some sort of side of a bow and stuff. There's definitely an old boat. There's one going along there. Look. There's one there. So they're cruising up and down. They're obviously hunting out the food, but they like this spot for sure. Yeah, so I was thinking that sunken boat, I've been baiting up around that, and you know, they might sort of use that to rub against and, you know, scratch and off the parasites or whatever, so could be a good spot. But yeah, I just don't quite know how I'm going to deal with these lilies, but I think the best thing to do is to be able to jump in if I need be. So I'll be ready for jumping in. But yeah, I reckon we'll get a few out of here. I very much doubt they're going to be particularly rig shy, certainly on the first few days of the season anyway. Not a huge amount of people fish the Rother system for carp, but there's enough. But yeah, all the fish seem to be here for some reason. I guess it's the spawning. But yeah, they're obviously eating, happy to feed.